Hello and welcome. I'm Bryant, and today's topic is the right to carry concealed weapons. In 1771, the Congress of the United States of America adopted the Second Amendment, the right for people to bear arms, and militia to stand defense against any army. Nearly for 227 years, the average American citizen still lacks the formal training necessary to operate a firearm under extreme pressure should they encounter a gun battle. But by state laws, many law abiding citizens are allowed to conceal carry a weapon after only having complete a required 8-hour classroom training and range time to satisfy a certified instructor that they are capable of operating a weapon in order to receive their concealed carry permit. Now ask yourself, do you really feel safe knowing that bit of information? Is it possible that these individuals could be more of a danger than the person robbing a store or another citizen? Let's take a minute and watch a video by CNN senior legal advisor Jeffrey Toobin.
The Second Amendment may be the single most mysterious part of the Constitution. It's an ungrammatical sentence. It refers to militias, which don't even exist anymore, and it's been the subject of an intense controversy. The Second Amendment has two parts. The first part talks about state militias. It says that state militias are a necessary part of national defense. And the second part refers to the right to keep and bear arms. The question of how the two relate is something people are still debating. Militias were effectively how the United States raised armies in the early days of the Republic. There were essentially more or less volunteer forces of young men who fought for their states and fought for the country in what were called militias. Starting about 20 years ago, a lot of conservatives, especially in the National Rifle Association, started to say, look, the Second Amendment has been misinterpreted by the courts. It is not just about state militias. It's about individuals' right to keep and bear arms. And the National Rifle Association, academics associated with it, other academics started writing and arguing for an individual right to keep and bear arms. This question about what the Second Amendment means has one final arbiter, and that's the Supreme Court of the United States. In 2008, the Supreme Court said there was an individual right to keep and bear a handgun in your home. Justice Scalia's opinion in the 2008 Heller case said also the government can regulate dangerous and unusual weapons. Well, what's a dangerous and unusual weapon? We don't really know. Is an assault weapon? Maybe. Is it tank? I think it's safe to say yes. I don't think the Supreme Court is going back at this point. The court is not going to make a 180-degree turn on the Second Amendment, but they could certainly confine the right to keep and bear arms.
Hello and welcome back. So let's agree to disagree with the information that I provided you with is correct. But in today's time, there is a host of schools and institutions that provide training that will assist individuals should they encounter a problem of this nature. Therefore, I believe we can place this finding to bed and allow law-abiding citizens to continue to carry concealed weapons. As of July 2017, various studies have shown states that allow concealed carry prevents crimes from occurring and that homicide levels have declined in those particular states. States that restrict concealed carry have a higher level of crime and homicide by 10%. In the state of Florida, experts claim that crime committed by gun owners with a permit has shown a consistent rate of 0.02% and that their national homicide rate is well below 4%. Research has shown that violent crimes committed by licensed gun carrier is far less than the general population, and that we stand a better chance of being involved in a car accident rather than shot by a licensed gun owner. This may be true, but in 2016, the overall national homicide rate was 4.7, and there is no true database that tracks violent crimes committed by licensed gun owners with a concealed carry permit. So until states or governments develop a database that tracks homicide committed by licensed gun owners, the data will always be skewed. In 2014, the National Research Committee would release a synthetic report on state crimes 10 years prior to concealed carry, and would find a slight elevation in crime if states had not passed concealed carry laws. The NRC concluded guns could have some useful benefits, but overall the possibility of harm could outweigh the benefit over time. A more simplistic view into the public's way of thinking is there are a lot of bad guys out there with guns. Why shouldn't I be able to protect myself and my loved ones? But over a period, this may pose many problems because criminals can and often steal guns, and that criminals are most likely to be armed with a gun. In 2016, there were over 7,000 murders committed with a gun, 12,000 robberies, and 17,000 aggravated assaults. And currently, none of our federal programs have any involvement with concealed carry. But however, we can utilize the FBI's program to gather information involving crimes with guns. Studies have shown that police officers have committed more violent crimes with a gun that goes unreported than a person with a concealed carry permit. There are over 16 million concealed carry permit holders in the U.S., so violent crimes are rare. From 2005 to 2007, there were over 700,000 police officers in the United States and 103 crimes per officer that had gone undocumented. Although the Second Amendment exists and we the people have rights to bear arms, every individual on the street does not need to holster a firearm. The data for concealed carry is similar to paint splatter on the wall. Guns really make people uncomfortable, even the best trained individual. It may be easier to lay down and to comply and live to see another day, rather to engage in a gun battle when you lack the experience needed. But also, let's not forget that guns also provide safety when law enforcement isn't present or available to defend the helpless, and therefore concealed carry should always be the right of people and never taken off the table. For those that are able to legally carry a licensed firearm must always preserve their Second Amendment right to the end of the day. Thank you.